Alright, let's talk about power chords. Power chords are great for rock style music. They can be used in many other kinds of music, but we're using them for this case now as like a substitute for chords we don't know yet, because we don't know our bar chords yet. We can't really do a lot of the flat and sharp chords. We just know our open chords. So we're going to be substituting these in for some chords we don't know. So power chords are sometimes known as 5 chords because they only have the root, fifth, and octave, which is some mumbo jumbo we'll talk about down the road. Anyway, the way these chords work and what's so great about them is it's one chord shape that you can move up and down the neck to get different chords, and depending on where your first finger is located changes the name of the chord. So on the worksheet we already did, we identified all the note names from open all the way up to 12 on the 6th string, also on the 5th string. This video is more about how to make the chord. So first one we're talking about is 6th string shapes. So this is one where the first finger is on the 6th string, or the lowest string. So both the chords exactly the same, it's just where you put them. So this one, you're going to take your first finger. We're going to do A. A is on the 5th fret, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put our first finger there on the lowest string, 5th fret. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. Lowest string. Now here's the stretchy part. You're going to skip a fret and go up to the 7th fret, or 2 frets up from that. Move my finger out of the way so you can see for a second. Next string with your 3rd finger, and then you're going to, same fret as that one, underneath it, place your pinky with that one. Alright, and you're just going to strum those 3 strings. So just the ones you're playing with that. It's important that you use your 3rd and 4th finger and don't try to just sneak over these 2 fingers. I mean, technically I'm pushing down the same thing, but we're going to turn this into bar chords later down the road. So let's go ahead and learn the fundamentals we need so that we're good to go. Now, part of this, it'll help you if you're struggling to get your hand to be so stretching. If you notice, my hand is pretty much underneath my chord. I see a lot of time people, their hands are way back here and they're trying to reach. That's a far reach. I can't do that. Sounds bad. Alright, so make sure your hand's underneath. Also your thumb. My thumb is right behind the chord. If I'm making the chord without this, looks like my hand is pinching in between those 2 fingers where my thumb's at. If your thumb's way back here, again, you're reaching way too far, and that's more work than you need to do. So again, lowest 3 strings. Now that gets you the 6th string. So again, wherever this first finger's at, that's the name of the chord. So if I put it up here on 7 right there, that's a B. This is a B chord, or B power chord, B5 chord. If I place it way down here on 2, because that is an F sharp down here on 2, it's an F sharp chord. Allows us to move it around pretty quickly. Once your hand gets used to this shape, it becomes much more efficient. Now, 5th string shapes, which is the other one that goes along with this one. The chord looks the same. Say if I did that A chord again, I'm here on the 5th fret. 5th string, you just take everything and move it towards the ground 1 string. Okay, so now your first finger's on the 5th string, 3rd finger's on the 4th string, pinky's on the 3rd string. And you just strum those 3 strings. So because this note here on the 5th string, 5th fret is a D, it's a D chord. It's just the same thing as your D down here. With that. And we can slide all over. So if I put it up here on, say, all the way up here on the 10th fret, I know the 5th string, 10th fret is a G. It's a very similar chord. Now, some kind of next level stuff, but if those are kind of working for you and you want to try something a little more advanced with them, if anytime you use your first finger, if I can let the rest of that finger rest on the string so that it mutes everything, like that's my fundamental. When I add these 2, I don't have to worry about just strumming 3. I can strum 6 and get the same thing because this finger is laying on the string so that those top 3 are muted. Now 5th string's a little trickier because you've got 2 methods you can do on this one. You can put your finger here, like the chord, and mute the ones below it, but that kind of leaves this low string unmuted. So 2 ways you can do it. Some people can get their finger placed there so it just lightly touches that top string, mutes it. I like the technique where I take this 2nd finger and it's not doing anything right now, and it kind of just rests up there. And that way I can strum everything and get the chord together. Alright, I know this is a long video, but it's a pretty complicated thing, but once you get it, man, you can play lots of songs really easily with these 2 shapes of chords. Actually 1 shape, just where you put it. Alright, see you next video.